Hi guys. So I would like to make a short video on an important topic, and it is about some ways in which we block ourselves or delay our processing of some deep trauma or deep hurts, deep pockets of pain body. We, with good intentions and naively, we stop processing due to landing or believing something which is true, or landing on some on something that is beneficial, like forgiveness. So let me explain to you a little bit more. And I have seen this in myself, and I have seen it in many people I work with, and this was stirred by a conversation I recently had with a friend. So that's how it goes. Basically, when we are entering some pockets of pain body and hurt, and we are kind of experiencing certain things that come up from the past, hurts, pain in connection to mom and dad, or stepmom or stepdad or brothers or something like that. And there's a lot of anger or hurt or pain or hatred or fear, and those things happened, and out of those things we develop certain kind of conditioning and programs, and a sense of deficiency identity, and a sense of there's something wrong with me, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable. Anyway, these are created, basically they are flowers coming out of, and the root of the flowers is actually this deep hurts and deep pain from the past. And in order to actually free ourselves from these things, it's important to incrementally and gradually go deeper to find out the actual roots of it, and bring awareness and feel fully and witness fully the thoughts, the feelings, the energies that we have stored in our body. Yeah. Okay, so what happens, like this form of bypassing, which is innocent, and actually that's what's a tricky one, is that we bypass using certain either spiritual principles or certain facts which are true. Yeah, but using them at the time when we are about to feel and go deeper into experiencing our childhood emotions or our hurt, then these ideas come in and they stop the process. That's how it looks like. Like I'm right there in touch with like anger, hatred, hurt about some family member, or maybe even somebody that died or something. And what happens is that there may come this thought like, well, yeah, but they did the best they could. Let's say the parent, they did the best they could. They didn't know. They didn't have tools. They were traumatized. They were hurt by their parents, and their parents were hurt by their parents. So it's not really their fault. It's just a transmission of trauma. Yeah, this is true. And so this way of this viewpoint, which at some point later can be very helpful, but this viewpoint bounces us out of the deep processing of the painful energies. So I noticed when I was working some time ago with Scott Killaby, and I was touching such deep energies, and in connection to my father, and there was this hurt, anger, pain, various things, and then Scott was kind of guiding me to go deeper and deeper, keep allowing, and then he wanted me to express, to have the child in me, or anyway have myself in a process, in a let's say in an intentional process, in a somatic session, to actually express to the person, even the person died, or to express certain things. And for me, it will often come for some time this thing like, oh yeah, but you know, he did the best he could, and then he was wonderful, and then he loved me so much, and now he died, and I miss him, and I love him, and I forgave him already, and it's all good, and he didn't know, and he suffered, yeah. And then, so basically I will bounce out. And it was great that Scott will stop me, will say, hey, listen, this is true. But what happened when you were a child created certain things in you that are playing out now. They are playing out now. And if you go with these thoughts, oh, it's not his fault, it's all good, I forgive him, you're just stopping the process, and you still remain with what is in your body, you know? So he told me multiple times this, and finally, I was able to kind of let go of these thoughts, which are true, and go into it. And by going into it, I could actually free myself from certain things, yeah? So I noticed this with a friend of mine. Also, he was telling me these things. And so I told her, like, listen, don't go there. Don't go into, yeah, my abuser actually was abused, and then it was not his fault, and I wonder what happened to him, and probably he was tortured and this or that, so he became like a cruel asshole. So yeah, that's true, but that needs to come later. So I encourage my friend to, hey, just keep going and feel the anger, feel the hurt, feel the sadness, feel the hatred. You're not going to stop there. You're not going to land there. It's just part of the process to move this energy out of the body. And afterwards, you understand. I mean, you might understand this before, but afterwards, this will help to, let's say, finalize the surgery. At the end, to realize that, yeah, you know, Thich Nhat Hanh has a nice guided meditation, saying, okay, you're bringing your father or your mother, and then you imagine yourself as a 6-year-old, and then you see your dad as a 6-year-old, and you look at him and what happened to him, and then you connect from your 6-year-old to his 6-year-old, and you understand. So this kind of process is very good because it takes us out of like, hey, I'm a victim, they did it to me, they were bad, they were evil. So it helps to understand that, man, they were not bad, they were not evil, they were just hurt. They didn't have tools, and they were just so hurt by what happened, in a way that the hurt that they received, they had no choice but to put it on other people. Yeah. So yeah, another way to where we bypass our suffering is by engaging in forgiveness prematurely, or having just some kind of intellectual kind of surface level, spiritual surface level forgiveness. Like I used to do this. I had some very painful, hurtful experiences when I was younger, connected to a spiritual teacher, and I left that teacher, and I did a lot of work to try to process it. But at the time, I wasn't aware of somatic processing, and I didn't have great maps and tools. So I was doing a lot of meditation and vipassana, and then I was really touched by this Buddhist meditation, metapana, which is to after meditation, to bring to mind and to have some kind of prayer or invocation, something along the lines like, I pardon all those who hurt me willingly and unwillingly. I pardon my stepdad. May he be happy. May he be free from suffering. May he find the path. I pardoned him. I pardoned those, and this or that. So, you know, this was a great practice in a certain context, and I engaged in that, and you know, that helped me seemingly in the moment, and brought some sense of peace and some sense of like acceptance. However, I was noticing that although consciously I seemingly forgave that person, each time I would hear their name, I was triggered, very triggered, and I would have all this anger and all of these things. And and all my forgiveness was coming out the window. So that's what happens with premature forgiveness, like forgiveness that is plastered on top of fear, anger, resentment, hatred that is not fully felt and expressed, at least in a intentional inquiry. So true forgiveness that is helpful will come naturally after we have felt fully through various layers of the pain body. And after that, they will come the insight that, it's not their fault. They were just a victim of conditioning. They were traumatized and they were unconscious and they did the best they could, or it's not personal. So then after that, forgiveness happens spontaneously. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And also I did another video some time ago where I went in depth about like the difference between a true helpful forgiveness and a more like a shallow fake forgiveness which doesn't stick. So I did a video recently about this, so I will put it here as the next video to watch. So yeah, contemplate on this and feel free to share. Basically this, in a nutshell, we are avoiding fully processing and being free from the aftermath of trauma by going into true statements. However, they stop the process. Yeah. So try to observe this in yourself, and all the best on your healing awakening path. Ciao.